Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today, on this auspicious day of Guru Purnima, let us know the significance of it and also let us know why we should celebrate it like any other festivals. Let us begin this with a shloka dedicated to Guru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So what does this shloka tell? It tells us that Guru is Brahma, he is Vishnu, and he is also Maheshwara, the Trimurtis. So he is none other than the Almighty, the Parabrahma. So we need to pay our respects to our Guru. There is also a saying, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam, where mother, father, Guru, and then comes Devam, means God. So the position of Guru comes much before God. So that is the importance a Guru has, and we all should be having a spiritual Guru at certain stage of our life, so that it is that Guru who can lead us and take us to the path of reaching and attaining the Almighty. What does the word Guru means? In Sanskrit, Gu means darkness and Ru means light. So Guru is a person who is regarded as having great knowledge, wisdom and authority in a certain area, and he is a person who removes the darkness and shows us light in that area. When does Guru Purnima come, or when do we celebrate it? We celebrate it on the full moon day of Ashada month. Generally, Ashada month falls somewhere between late June to late July or mid July to mid August, depending on the Hindu lunisolar calendar. So this is the day we need to remember our Gurus who has shared their knowledge and wisdom with us and pay our respects and tributes to them. On Ashada Purnima day, Bhagwan Vyasar was born. We all know that Vyasar was born to Parashara Bhattar and Satyavati. So what did Vyasa do? He separated or categorized the Vedas into four main streams like the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharvana Veda. And he made it very simple and easy for us to read and understand. The word Vyasa means separation, dividing. That's the reason he is named as Veda Vyas, a person who has separated or categorized the Vedas into four. Veda Vyasar is none other than Lord Mahavishnu's incarnation. Even in Vishnu Sahasranamam, there is a phrase which says Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, which means he is none other than Lord Mahavishnu. So, when was Vyasar born? He was born in the Dwapara Yugam. We know there are four yugas: Krita, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. So, Vedavyas takes birth in Dwapara Yugam, that is the third Yugam. Lord Mahavishnu saw that the Vedas were ready, it needs to be distributed, people need to gain knowledge out of it. And it is time that it needs to be spread across the people and make it easy. So, he took the incarnation of Vedavyasa, that is the Jnana Avatar. Vedavyasa is called Jnana Avatar because he is a person full of knowledge. We all know that he has written the great epic Mahabharata, the 18 Puranas, he has taught us the Shastras, the culture, the history of our culture, and so on. The Vedas, which are made easy. All these are done by Vedavyasa. Is Vedavyasa the real name? No, it is the role that is taken. Just like Brahma, Indra, Agni, Vayu, it is a role which is taken for a specific period of time, and that is the position. Like for example, we can take a government who rules for 5 years, and every person has some role, like the Prime Minister, the Health Minister, and so on. In the same way, this is the position which is taken as Vedavyasa. So in Dwapara Yuga, Vedavyasa is formed so that the Vedas are distributed and the knowledge is spread. Every Dwapara Yuga, he takes birth. Does that mean the other two previous Yuga does not need him? No, it doesn't mean like that. The earlier two Yugas, we know that they had lot of time. The lifespan was quite lengthy, like 50 to 60,000 years in the first Yuga, and in the next Yuga, that is the Treta Yuga, the lifespan came to 10,000 to 20,000 years, and gradually it decreased, and now in the Kali Yuga, we can say that our average lifespan is around 80 to 100 years. So since the Vedas were very vast and it is not possible for everyone to go through it, to make it easy and simple to read and understand, Lord Mahavishnu decided to take the form of Vedavyasa, split it into 4 Vedas in Dwapara Yuga. This is the role of Vedavyasa. So, what is the time period we are currently now? For Brahma's one day is one kalpa and his one night is one kalpa. So, Brahma's one day and night is 2 kalpas. One day of Brahma is 1000 Chaturyuga, and each Chaturyuga has all these 4 yugas which we discussed earlier now. They can also be called as 14 Manvantaras, and each Manvantaras has 71 Chaturyuga. Chaturyuga means 4 yugas. So, currently, what is the time period we are now living at? We are at the time period of 7th Manvantara and 28th Chaturyuga. That means there has been earlier 27 Vedavyasar who have taken form, and now we are in the 28th Chaturyugas. So, what is the name of the current Vedavyasar? His name is Krishna Dvaipayana. Like this, we can hear certain names which we know and which we have heard familiar with us. There have been 27 Vedavyasar who have been earlier come, and now we are in the 28th Chaturyugam, and the current person's Vedavyasar name is Krishna Dvaipayana. Let us know few earlier Vedavyasar's name, like Swayam. Swayam was the first Vedavyasar, as he was in the first Swayam Manvantara, and he was the Swayambhu as Manu. Second Bhargava, then Angirasa, Savitri, Yama, Vasistha, Bharadwaja, Gautama, Shakti, Parashara, Jaratkaru, and now it is Parashara's son Krishna Dvaipayana, who is now as the Vedavyasar. So all these are the Maharishis who are highly knowledgeable, very divine and very powerful, who have taken the form of Vedavyasar and who has been our gurus in discharging their duties and spreading their knowledge to us all these years. All these information are present in Vishnu Purana. So can we also know who would be the next Vedavyasar? Yes, it has been mentioned that the next person is whom we all know. He is Ashwatthama, the son of Drona from Mahabharata. So he is going to be the next Vyasar in the Dwapara Yugam. Other thing about Vedavyasar is he has a son called as Shukabrahmam. Shukabrahmam was such a highly knowledgeable person where he has narrated Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So all these are our gurus to whom we need to bow down and show our respect to them. This also reminds me of our Mahaperiva, who also said the importance to be given to a guru. See, generally we all do pujas, we go to temple, we pray God, we follow our traditions and so on. But do we pay respects to our guru? So when that is asked, there is a slight doubt in us, it is questionable. So Mahaperiva gave us a small idea wherein this practice of Guru Puja or our respects to Guru can be given. We can have a small box, wooden box, on which the picture of Sri Vedavyasa can be stuck, or a hundi which can be kept in our puja room. And imagine we are a family of 4 or 5, and every member of the family will get their star, birth star in the month. And whenever the star comes of that particular person, we can make it a point that we contribute a small amount as per our ability, say 5 rupees or 10 rupees every month, as a mark of respect and devotion to the Guru. So they get accumulated and we can collect them once a year, say, and that accumulated money we can collect and give it to the nearby Veda Pathashala as a token of respect to Vedavyasar or any other gurus of our life. So on this Guru Purnima day, I would like to conclude with a note that we can take this small initiative, as Mahaperiva mentioned, to take this forward as a mark of devotion and respect and show it to our gurus. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.